So you saw the last video I did, the 5 critical elements of phrase design. In this one, I am going to show you the 5 essential tips that you need when you are designing your jewelry pieces. And here they are. 1, keep it simple. Number 2, the emphasis must be on the phrase, not the design. 3, no cursive or hard to read fonts. Right. 4, use the correct font choice. If it's sentimental, there's no Comic Sans, come on. And 5, there's limited use of color. Let's get into it and I'll explain what I mean. Now I've got a challenge for you. On the screen here, what is the most obvious thing that stands out? What do all of these have in common? Tell me in the comments. Each one of these, they've each sold quite a few pieces, and you can tell this by the search that I'm doing. In Spy Pro, I've searched for over 500 reactions, which means someone's invested in it. It's very hard to get a product just to go viral off its own merit without putting money behind it. So on the screen here is the top results from this year. And I'm telling you, the thing that I see similar on every single one of these is the limited use of color. Limiting that use of color allows us as people to focus on what matters. And again, what is it? What do we want our customers to focus on first? The moneymaker. Next is the font choice. See on the screen here with this Yoda piece, and I don't know, like, I would not be game to run that unless I had a license to do so. You're playing with fire. But right here, what you can see is the font's a little bit more playful than what it is if it's more of a sentimental piece. This one's a great example of simple font. It's easy to read. It's quite elegant in the way it's presented. It's spaced well. It breaks up the reading, so it's not just a wall of text when we're seeing it, but the font choice is great. They're also bolding the most important parts of that message. So again, this one is to the granddaughter, and they're using a serif font, but it's a more playful serif font. It doesn't feel as formal as what you would be doing if it was like a wedding type message. And the biggest key takeaway from this whole video is to keep it simple. Each one of these top sellers here are super simple in the designs. There's 1 or 2 standouts, but for the most part, the majority, they are super simple. Solid backgrounds. There might be a slight gradient to it. The font choice is super clear. You can read it very easily. And the most important part is when the customer sees it in the newsfeed, they can read that message first and foremost. That moneymaker just pops. Nothing else detracts from what it is that actually sells that piece. The moneymaker. I don't know how many times I said it in that last video. Check it out if you haven't seen it. But it's important. The moneymaker is what moves these pieces. The emphasis. You got to emphasize that message. When you're writing a wall of text, what you need to do is space it so it's not just bombarding. I say it again, you need to keep it simple. Keep the design embellishments out of it. There is one on this screen in the top, 10 here, that has any level of design embellishment in it. That's a 1 in 10 chance. We want to increase our chances of selling, and with that, we need to be consistent in the way we launch. So once we've got that template, we just keep creating based on a simple template. The emphasis is on the phrase, limited use of color, the correct font choice, no cursive or hard to read fonts, and 5, they're keeping it simple. YouTube's recommending you watch this next. See you in the next one.